All
pictures.
hail the glow cloud.
Hello and good time zone, everybody.
Hi.
Is Tuesday evening, and we're back here at Horde of Tales for another round of Convergence Manifesto. My name is Marcus, also known as the Chindividual. I am a pale male with shoulder-long brown hair, a beard, glasses, and a flannel shirt on today. And on here, I am the Game Master, Dungeon Master, Chaos Facilitator, whatever you want me to be. And I am accompanied today by three fantastic people again, and I want to give them quickly a chance to introduce themselves. We're just going around the overlay, and we're going to start with Serial.
Hello, everybody. I'm Serial. My pronouns are they, them. I am a Caucasian person with black and gray hair, kind of short. And I'm wearing a black NASA hoodie today. I am playing Rebus, who is a Warforged. Elegant build out of wood and metal, and they use any pronouns, and they're very cute sometimes, and they have a shattered faceplate, which makes them slightly less cute, I guess.
Awesome. Great to have you here, Serial. Ida!
Hi everyone, I'm Ida. My pronouns are she and her, and speaking is a olive skin, tanned, better saturated femme woman with wavy curly black hair and a thick gray sweater. I'll be playing Rayn, whose pronouns are she and her. She's a Triton, so she has aqua green blue skin, webbed finned ears, wears a saffron off-shoulder dress, and has a mop of seaweed black curly hair.
Awesome. Two people already on here with very comfortable sweaters on. Let's see, Caro!
Yeah, hey, I'm Caro. I'm a white Caucasian femme with shoulder-length turquoise colored hair and yeah, a bit of makeup on. I'm wearing some jewelry and the black blouse. I somehow can't get off the black collar, so I don't know. And I'm pronounced she, they, and I'm playing today Delphine, also pronounced she, they, with long, wavy, bluish hair, a tricon hat on her head, and yeah, generally vibing that pirate style.
I think that is a great summary of Delphine's style indeed. Great to have all of you here. We're today one person short. Austin is not joining today, but he will be back next time. So we're going to take care of Daithun among the four of us. We ended last session on a bit of in front of a strange door, lots of shadows, halflings chasing you, people recalling other halflings from 300 sessions ago. And the party is already still pretty wounded and, battered from a previous encounter. So as we get ready for the session, how's everyone feeling? How are you going? What kind of mood are you going into the session today?
Shocked that I saw your forearms and that you're not wearing a million sweaters. How? It's like -1 in our neighborhood.
I'm regretting my decision of putting on a flannel shirt instead of a sweater. So we might see an outfit change during the breaks.
Mm-hmm. maybe the video will run twice. I don't know. Who knows?
So during the break, you let your video running for the audience to see you like changing from like putting the sweater on top.
Cue sexy music.
I'm not sure that's the kind of content our audience is coming for here.
I didn't say you're undressing. I said you're putting a sweater on top.
Okay.
So.
Right.
Let us know in the
chat. If you're
undressed,
it's your thing.
Well, at least I will be warm once I have the sweater on. I hope.
Oh man. Oh, and I see at least the teddy bear behind you is warm. That's a nice scarf.
He has a scarf. Yeah, he has some reading material this time. He has decided to keep warm by reading Ernest Hemingway, The Old Man and the Sea. and I need to find better or other things to also put into his arms.
What's the opposite of a flex? Because I have one regarding that book. So we were before this. We were talking about some of us were talking about our cringe teenage years, and preteen teen Ida's infatuation at the time was Enrique Iglesias, Delicious Man, Delicious Music, and he mentioned that I speak truth. And he mentioned that his favorite author was Ernest Hemingway, and his favorite book was Old Man and the Sea, and I read it not for the literary purpose, but because it was Enrique Iglesias' favorite book.
To be fair, he was a very, very sexy person.
Still is.
I haven't seen the recent photos of him.
I miss the mole. He had this like big mole. My parents teased me calling like the mole, and he got it removed, and I'm like, I guess he wasn't a fan of it, but I wish he kept all of himself.
We're talking about Enrique Iglesias here, but do you still remember how you liked the book after reading it?
Yeah. I was like, it's solidified my Enrique Iglesias fandom further. Ernest Hemingway rolling in his grave.
That is, yep. That's the main
electricity.
purpose of Ernest Hemingway literature. Clearly,
This is what he sat down and wrote. He was thinking, "Oh yes, in a few years there will be a young girl who will read this and think of Enrique Iglesias."
Who's that? I don't know.
Yep.
Don't worry about it.
I don't know. I'm Ernest Hemingway. I'm making this shit up.
So yeah, that's my
Well,
Great. I will now forever think of Enrique Iglesias when I think of Ernest Hemingway. Thank you very much for sharing this story.
And then you're making like these super sexy hip movements while you're reading this, standing in the kitchen.
First is the clothes, and now the super sexy hip movements. Caro,
Sorry.
to drink.
Right, you have found your way here to Horde of Tales, where on Tuesdays we come here and play Dungeons and Dragons. We are running a 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons campaign called Convergence Manifesto, set in the campaign setting of Eberron. We are in the 6th chapter of this amazing adventure series called Knight's Gambit. If you like what you see and you would run these adventures, I would usually say go to acrosseberron.com, but I recently found out that that link is no longer working, that there is a dead URL at acrosseberron.com. Maybe they fixed it in the meantime, but earlier today I tried it and I didn't go anywhere. But if you want the adventures, you can still look for Convergence Manifesto on the DM's Guild. They're all on the DM's Guild as well, and we are currently on Chapter 6, Knight's Gambit. We run our games on Foundry Virtual Tabletop, and the music you're hearing here is by Dark Fantasy Studios. Our overlay is made by Caro, and the character artwork that you see in the overlay and on the tokens and on many different other places is a co-op between Serial and Caro. Always great to have cool artists in our streaming group. Also, in case you see any kind of battle maps in the game, they were probably made in Dungeon Draft by Mega Splood. And last but not least, before I forget it like last week, we have on this channel something called Catvantage. Now, today's going to be a little bit tougher to get Catvantage because Austin isn't here and my cat is in the other room. He's fast asleep, but should you spot a cat on someone's screen, you can use your channel points to give out Catvantage and they get a bit of advantage. There is a cat appearing then. I'm going to show it on Serial, for example. I would like to show it on Serial, but I need to press the right button for that. See, there is a little kitty cat showing up next to Serial. And if you see that a player has that, that means they have a dose of Catvantage and they can spend it on a roll to get advantage. Keep in mind, every player can only have one dose of Catvantage. So if you already see the cute kitty cat, like you see at Serial over there, you should not give them Catvantage again because they can only hold one cat. There's a limit to how many cats you can hold.
I was
Yes,
just
Carl.
checking the domain of them, and it seems like the website expired, the domain.
Aw, shame.
So you can't get it over the website anymore until they renew it.
All right.
Yet.
So if you have Catvantage, if you give Catvantage, make sure you name who you want to give it to. And if you don't give a name who's getting it, then the GM gets it. Unless I already have Catvantage. And if I already have Catvantage, you don't give a name to someone's Catvantage, it is lost in the dark void of darkness. and that's where all misplaced advantage goes. Ooh. Strange ending to this segment. I think I need to put us on the intro. Well, we're going to roll the intro for a moment, and then we're going to go into today's session. See you in a few. We are back! And we were talking about me running to get a sweater, but I'll keep that for later. What I'm going to do for now is quickly recap our last session, because last time on Convergence Manifesto, we had the party fight their way through a group of skeletons and their captain of bones, Alinda Dorn. The party succeeded in overcoming the skeletal foes and their leader, and came to a temporary alliance, an arrangement of sorts to get closer to the Queen's Gambit, an item imbued with the power of Mabar, the plane of death and entropy. The party ventured together with Alinda Dorn further into Fort Bones, into the lower levels, past a crypt dedicated to the faith of the Blood of Fall, and then into a dark cave with a large circular portal at the end, flanked by two intimidating statues. Captain Alinda Dorn explained that she would need some help to open this gate, which Rayn offered with her arcane knowledge to assist in that. However, before the party could start with the opening of the gate, a shot was fired from behind them. One of the halflings had infiltrated further into Fort Bones, and things seem to get a little bit chaotic at this point. To remind you and refresh your memories at this point, you are all in a dark cave with Rayn and Alinda currently moving towards this gate that you're going to open. And I'm actually going to give you a little bit more of a visual aid for this. Let's see what we got here. I'm going to activate this for you.
Oh my. A map. Nothing bad will happen.
Nothing bad will happen.
Never.
All right. Let's just zoom that a little bit in. There we go. So I'm also quickly just double checking. I'm like, I have the stream open on the other screen. Is Twitch laggy for anyone else? Like the stream doesn't look like laggy for anyone else?
Looks okay for me.
Same.
Perfect. Then it's me. Don't worry. Everything also,
Sure,
all
it's
statistics.
fine.
Yeah, no, all the stats and numbers on my end also look good. And it's just my browser being weird. All right, perfect. Forget that. What we should focus on is the fact that you're in this dark chamber. What you basically see is that there's a limited space that is illuminated by the ever-bright lantern that Rebus has with them. As we mentioned last time, however, the darkness here is so oppressive that the light range of the lantern is vastly limited at this point. Outside of this small radius of light, dark shadows move like tendrils, almost creeping closer towards you, only held at bay by the light of this lantern. To your northern end, Rayn, you are following Alinda towards a gate that is also covered in darkness. basically, everything that is under this dark miasma of shadows is considered in so much darkness that anything in there is considered heavily obscured. And going in there will also consider you to be blinded at that point. At the end of last session, from a southern direction, there was a bolt fired from a crossbow. And you witnessed one of the halflings that you saw earlier outside of the fortress, standing there with a repeating crossbow, misfiring a shot, and now looking into the cave and at the assembled party. What all of you also see at this point is that pulling up behind the halfling is another halfling. A female halfling with a few feathers in her head, a tightly fitted leather armor with some metal elements to it, a cape, the hood is down, and a bow in her hands that she's pulling the string back and has an arrow knocked on it. She looks through this tangle of darkness into your direction to the source of the light. And as she looks, you can hear echoing through the hallway towards you. You can hear her voice going, "Oh, fuck me." And you realize that this is Farron, the halfling that you saw earlier from the Deathgate Guild, the halfling that you bested in the Charmed Chicken, one of the Deathgaters that you saved from Ice White Isle, and that is now also, for some reason, here at Fort Bones and seems to be cooperating with the other halflings here.
I'm speaking up as I see her, like loudly shouting to her, like, "Is this how you treat the people that saved your fucking life?"
She shrugs, and the other halfling turns towards her and says something in. None of you speak either halfling or Talenta specifically, right? None of you have that in your known languages.
Why? I still don't know.
You
what,
still have
what
one.
of
There's
my
still,
languages might be.
there is still one.
Will the
No.
campaign finish without us finding out what Rebus can speak? Stay
Unfortunately,
tuned.
it is not halfling that's the missing language. But glad you pointed out again, because there's still that open language for Rebus.
So the two halflings are shooting projectiles at us.
Yes.
Rayn will roll her eyes, and because she can see this point, she's going to extend, and she's going to go as far as she can into the shadows, hopefully assuming that there's a wall. I'm not sure if there's more. Anyway, from there to there-ish, because we walk through the space, is going to cast a wave of a wall of water.
A wall of water.
30 feet long, so I'm not sure where the wall to wall is, but
Yeah, that would be. Yep.
assuming the halflings on the other side of it. It is 30 feet long, 10 feet high, 1 foot thick. The wall space is difficult terrain. There's a concentration 10 minutes, and ranged weapon attacks that go through it are disadvantaged. And should they hit, the damage is halved. No, fire damage is halved.
Fire damage is halved.
Spells that deal cold damage pass through, but they will cause the wall to freeze solid. Blah blah blah.
Yes, I see. Yep.
Turn around, roll my eyes, and go. I raise two of my hands, and this like thick wall of water just emerges up, separating us all.
A curtain of water appears there, starting in the shadows and pulling through them. And Rayn, as you pull that curtain up, the water pulls something out of the shadows. Oh,
Excuse me?
With the water that you move out there, you see the shadows, these tendrils, seem to let something loose that they were holding on to, that the water is now jettisoning out there. And manifesting in front of you is a ghostly figure with distorted facial features, long fingers, and a translucent dress that moves in a wind that you can't feel on your skin. And this ghostly apparition looks at all of you and just goes, "Ah!" and lets out this horrifying wail at all of you. We pull that up. I need all of you to roll me, please, a wisdom saving throw. I'm
Delphine,
gonna
what's
roll
the
one for dice.
range?
10 feet.
Oh,
Marcus, do you plan to kill us here?
Yikes, I
Carol
rolled-
died. Don't fuck me, Carol.
That will be a 16 for me.
16 for Rebus, yes.
15 for Rayn.
15 for Rayn.
22.
22. I rolled for Dythun. And I rolled a total of 5 for
Shit.
Dythun.
Fuck.
And
How about his natural advantage?
that is very true. Let's see. Does he still have one?
I think he used twice.
powers?
And he gets a
one
+2
more.
next to me.
Where's the kitty powers? Actually, he used all 3 of them, if I can believe his character sheet. All 3 are
Okay.
used. So,
Oh no.
so
Well.
this ghostly figure lets out this howl. Most of you could just feel this voice painfully in your ears. But Dythun looks at the figure, and you see him just staring at it, his pupils wide, and the grip on his weapon weak. Dythun is for now considered frightened. Oh, no, I don't want to spin the token.
It's like Dythun just falls over flat.
Frightened at this point. And as that howl from this banshee fills the room, the water rushing like a curtain behind the banshee, you hear another shaking sound from upstairs, and Captain Dorn, who has moved closer to the gate, goes like, "This is gonna end badly." And you can see in the darkness of the shadows around you more movement. I'm going to need all of you to roll initiative, please.
How dare.
Das ist gut.
Low roll as usual.
Okay, activated.
Yeah. 22 for Rebus.
Ooh.
22 for Rebus?
8
Who-
for Rayn. No, 9. Sorry, 9. It's a 9.
All right, that was a 22 for Rebus. And that was a 9 for Rayn.
9 for Rayn.
9 for Rayn. Delphine, what did you get?
18.
An 18. And I am going to roll for Dythun. Let's take the Karo die for that.
Do you want to fuck him over?
He has a
My
he
character
has
has been
advantage
rolling
on
quite well.
he has advantage on initiative rolls thanks to his
Okay.
Sentinel shield.
Nice. Good shield.
Ooh, that is a natural 20 on the initiative for a total of 25.
Wild.
Look at that, going before me for once.
I like this saying, like, for once.
Let's see. Let's see how the Banshee does. The Banshee does not have advantage. That's also a 9. What's your dexterity, Rayn?
Oh, 10 plus 0.
Then the Banshee will go before you. And let's check with the captain. That is a... Come on, Captain Dorn. That's a 7. And we need for the halfling, that is a 16 for the halfling. Oh. 16, not 17. No cheating here, you halfling.
Well, don't they have luck? That's kind of cheating.
They can just re-roll once, and when I say just, it's like, that's pretty awesome.
It
And
is.
then they roll 2s. Screams Ida as a former halfling player. Ah!
All right. We are kicking off combat with Daithun, who is still frightened at this point. And that means he cannot simply walk closer to the source of his fear. He is going to...
Could he roar back?
I think he also used that and it hasn't refreshed yet.
You
Short rest
didn't
sort of
have
thing?
the short rest.
No.
That comes back on a short rest. Yeah, can't use that. Daithun is going to give Rayn a little bit of cover over here.
Good enough.
And
You mean he's using me for cover?
he's having your back. And he's going to end his turn. At the end of his turn, he can try to make this save again. So let's see. Wisdom saving throw. It's a natural 1 on the Caro die. I am so
Oh,
sorry.
come
He's
on.
also out of my range.
But natural
Yeah.
one wouldn't have saved anyway.
So
Yeah.
if-
That ends his turn and brings us to Reba's.
I am going to drink a healing potion. Not that it's going to do much, but it will do something.
Right.
Because guess who hasn't drunk them before?
And they're
Um,
half as effective.
Yeah. Half as
I
effective
know,
thanks
and it's
to...
a small one this time. So
And keep in
last time
mind
I believe
that...
I used
Keep in mind that you're
bigger
currently no longer raging, and that if you drink your potion as a bonus action, you will not be able to rage this turn, because raging is also a bonus action.
That's fine.
Okay.
That's okay. We'll
Perfect.
rage later. Things are. It's just
We'll get to the
great.
raging
They're
part.
Great. They're great. How many dice? 2d4 plus 2. Roll this for AD&D Beyond. Hey, 7 points, half to 3, I believe.
3 points of healing indeed.
Something, I guess. Why does 5th edition not have flanking? This is terrible news.
It does, but it's optional, and we've opted not
Optional.
to make a thing.
Yeah. You could still you could still get over to that ghost and still attack on your turn if you wanted to.
And Delphine on deck.
Can I? Well, my weapon is technically magic, so I can attack ghosts because I have a
Is
plus
it?
1 glaive.
Is it a +1 weapon at this point that you have?
Yep. It is.
Then yes, that is that counts as magical.
Great. Nothing else does though. If I use like just my fists, it doesn't. But you know, I have a glaive. Also, glaive has 10 feet reach, I believe.
That's true.
So I'm not even gonna move closer. I'm just gonna stab the thing.
Stab the ghost.
Stab the ghost. Really bad. 15.
15. Well, a 15 does hit. So roll the damage for stabbing the ghost.
My apologies. I'm sure you also don't want to be here. Oh, I rolled a 10 on my d10, so that's 14 points of damage.
Whoa. Nice.
How? Since I am a bit concerned about, supernatural entity, we disrupted it. How does it look? Can't you kill a ghost? And also, is it did this affect it much, or did my glaive just go through and not do much damage? What does it look like?
It is a strange sensation because your glaive goes full into the abdomen of this ghost figure, and you see it connect. You see it go in there, but in a physical body, you would have some resistance if you push in there. Here, it's like you're just pushing through air, but you do see that where your glaive cuts, parts of this ectoplasm that the ghost is made of just drip off of it, fall to the ground, and turn into these little shadows that creep back into the shadows at the edge of this cave. You get the idea that it did damage to the target. It's just very weird because you don't have any kind of haptic feedback. There's no resistance. You basically stick into nothing.
Okay, so I try not to stumble, right? And I pull my glaive back, and I just say, again, terribly sorry. I don't believe we have time to figure this out. And I swing my blade and try to slash through it again.
Perfect. Rebus, even polite to ghosts.
22 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
For another 12 points of damage. Roll for it.
Coming in with the big hits here. Awesome.
And I will move away. If this will let me. Hello. Why are you being mean to me?
The game is paused, that's why.
Okay,
Oh.
well,
Whoops.
Ah,
Sorry.
okay.
Fix it.
I will.
Are we bunching up already?
I will just move over here. That's 20 feet. If it wants to get me, it can. At least, Yeah.
Gotcha.
That's,
That's a turn?
Strategy, none. That's my turn.
Alrighty. Delphine.
Okay, let me look where I'm standing. Oh, yeah, pretty close. I'm gonna say to Rebus pretty fast, I don't think this one cares about your apologies, and then I'm going to attack with the rapier, I'm moving forward in 5 feet range to it. And... Okay, let's see if I hit it first.
Your rapier is also a +1 rapier,
It's
right?
a +1, yeah.
Gotcha.
Exchanged in time. I actually like this dice. It's really pretty good today. Hopefully it lasts for a while. Rapier. At 27 to it?
Oh, yeah, just hits.
Yeah, yes. It's undead, isn't it? It's
It
most
is,
likely
it is-
undead.
Yes, it is very undead. If you open the
Okay.
dictionary and you look up undead, there's a pretty good chance that you find a picture of this ghost there.
You know what? Because it's undead, and I don't want to have this banshee
Just a
around
cute
for
picture.
Woo-woo.
Felt
With,
cute,
two
might
brights
buy
on something.
later.
Yeah. Oh. I'm taking a second level smite on this because hopefully it's gone after
Captain.
this. I forgot how many D8. Wait. Okay, I need 3 for that one. 1, 2, 3. Plus
the timeless
1.
paladin rite of gathering the dice before you roll your
Plus
smite.
1.
So what was
I
everyone else
think
doing this week?
+5.
What are you doing?
Nice weather we're having.
Oh, that's actually not bad. It's actually pretty good. 10, 17, 20, 28, plus extra, plus 35 points of damage. Radiant.
You deal 35 points of damage.
Yes. Is it gone?
It lets out a final as the ectoplasm it is made of just spatters all around, fades back into the darkness, and this undead entity is now truly, at least for now, apparently dead. Anything else on your turn?
So no.
Gotcha.
I can't basically. Do I have anything as bonus action that will be cool? Nope.
All right. That brings us to the hunter, who is down here behind a wall of water. Ida, shooting through the wall of water is with disadvantage, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Ranged attacks going through the wall of water are at disadvantage.
Seeing this hunter has a completely... But can things still move through the wall?
I believe so. Double checking. Difficult terrain.
Difficult terrain. Okay. So... yeah. Let's not kid myself. So this halfling here steps into the darkness, and you can just see barely the outline of the halfling behind this wall of water, carefully touching it, inspecting it, what this exactly is, and ending his turn there. Meanwhile, Farron, who is way further down, uses movement to get up here. 15. Could just barely moves through it, using her action to dash as well. Step through, completely soaked from the water now. Looks at all of you heading towards that gate, and it's like, not fucking again. And ends her turn there, which does bring us to Rayn Undineth.
Yay! We are going to Ice Knife Farron, who walked up. That is a ranged spell attack for me, +6. That is very good. What is 18 + 6? Is a hit.
18 + 6 is a hit, as mathematicians say. Roll damage.
Awesome. That is 1d10. D10s. That's not a d10. It's a 10. 8 damage. Can Farron make a dexterity saving throw, please?
Maybe. We're about to find out. Dexterity saving throw.
14 is the DC.
And a 14 is rolled.
On a success, there is nothing else.
Yeah.
Half. But as the ice shard explode, because wall of water specifies that cold damage passing through the wall, and cold damage is exuded 5 feet around Farron, I would argue that at the very least, like this space are frozen. And frozen wall of water has HP and an AC. I would say the one closest to her is frozen.
Only that one next to her would be frozen.
Because
like
5 feet.
This one over there, yes.
Mm-hmm.
That
So
is
that-
indeed. Shards go in, and you see that part of the wall like turning into ice, while the rest of the wall, like the remaining water, seems to like flow past it, still keeping the wall intact. But there's like this pillar of ice in there.
Bonus action. I'm gonna drink a potion, even though it's not that great.
Dope. Drink potions.
Save a life.
I rolled 6 plus 2 is 8, so half of that is 4.
4 indeed.
But I needed it. 4, 4, 4. And then I look to Alinda and I gesture at the altar.
Right.
My turn.
That brings us to Alinda, who nods back, and she is going to move all the way up. Well, maybe I should have her move all the way up here in front of one of these statues, and she starts touching some kind of sigils and symbols that are set into the bottom of the statue in a specific order. And she shouts over her shoulder to you, Rayn, get up here and follow my moves. Go to the other statue. And she ends her turn there. At the top of the round, you hear the sound of the dying banshee has settled down, the echo going from wall to wall here. But there is more movement in the shadows.
Is Typhon still frightened if the source of his fears expired?
I'm about to get to that once his term comes up.
Cool. Delete potion of healing.
And I am. You have become visible. You are becoming visible. And I'm going to roll. Put you two on the tracker, and 2 more banshees appear in the shadows. One of them rolls not so good for initiative. But what does the other do? Pretty okay. Pretty okay. Like when I make pasta. It's pretty okay. And we are at the top of the round. Dythun is indeed, with the source of his fear gone, he is no longer frightened. And he is going to move over here to this one and do what Dythun does extremely well. Hit things. He's going to
athletics check.
impress the ghost with his athletics.
Would
He's
he be
going
using
to...
his lightning spear or something magical?
He's using the chains, which are also magical. So
Yes.
he's going
Right.
to...
Very magical indeed.
That is
Actually.
that is an 18, and that does hit. And that is 6 points of damage. And... Ooh, that's a 6. That does not hit. Actually, are all of you okay if I put Dythun one step further back? Because the chains do have reach, and he could make that from there.
Cool.
Gonna put that in there. And that ends Dythun's... Does it end Dythun's turn? How's Dythun... Ooh.
Second attack?
Yeah, I did the second attack. It
Oh, sorry.
missed, but I'm... Ooh. Dythun is gonna use... Yeah, he's gonna use his bonus action to also drink a potion.
He also used second wind in the last.
Yep.
Pretty tapped out.
7 plus 2 is 9, so 4 points of healing. And that's 1 potion less. And that brings us to Rebus.
Right.
I turn to the halfling, and while I don't know if raging will make much sense since we're fighting ghosts, but you know what? Not everything has to go through my logic center, so I'll say to the halfling, I'm sure we can work this out amicably. And as I finish my sentence, my blades start to shift, and the shattered faceplate recedes, to transform into a bestial muzzle. So with lots of spitting, sharp teeth. And
Nice.
I will still attack the banshee that is now close to me. Am I 10 feet away, or would that count? I don't know.
Have to get a
15
little bit
feet, okay.
closer. Just a little bit.
That's okay. That's okay. I can do that. Yeah, I will attack with my glaive because that will for sure hit. We have learned.
Let's see if that holds up.
19 to hit.
Yaha, that hits.
I hope I've been taking care of my rages properly. I might have to go back to the previous episodes and figure out how.
That's fine.
If I've raged, yeah. Oh god. Okay. 7 plus 2, 9 points of damage.
Nice.
And
You want to try that again?
Again. Yeah. 16 to hit.
That hits.
For 12 points of damage.
12 points. Again, cutting away some of the spectral matter these entities are made of.
But I will try to be smart and move away a little. Just in case. I do have 40 feet, so I will move over here to support Delphine if needed. And in case someone tries to get through to Rayn and to us.
Perfect. That's your turn?
All done.
All done. Delphine.
It would have been good if you would have taken care of that banshee. So, but it's okay.
I'm trying. I will go back if needed.
It's
just-
okay. It's okay.
It'll
yeah,
move probably. So
that was likely. Looking to Farron, raising my rapier at her. So, I have a guess why you're here. But you will not get it. And I will attack her.
All right. As you go and make ready for that attack, now that you are very close up to Farron, you do notice that radiating from her cloak, it's almost like it almost looks as if there are multiple Farrons standing in the same spot.
Oh no.
There's like these overlaying layers of multiple Farrons. Roll your attack at disadvantage against Farron.
Okay, the lowest. Yeah, the lowest is 19.
That still hits, and as you connect,
Yeah.
you notice that this illusion fades from the cloak. Roll
Thank
damage.
God. Yeah, not adding anything extra on top of that. 10 points for the first attack. So the second attack is basically a normal one, I guess.
Right? Yes, that's a normal one. Yep.
16. Please, 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 please.
Hits.
Yes. Oh, that's much better. 14 points of damage on the second.
She is looking rough. That second stab especially goes deep, and she like bends over in pain and already has her hands on her melee weapons, but she looks almost done at this point.
I know this is stupid, But could I do a bonus fist attack? I mean, it doesn't add modifiers on top of this, but normally it's like 2 weapon fighting. It's technically a weapon.
No, not
You
as
did not
no.
have enough. You want more.
Yes. I will. Okay.
Weapon fighting assumes a weapon, and a fist is a.
Yeah.
It's technically a weapon.
You're
Ask
not
a monk.
Yeah,
Anything else on your turn?
Yeah, I tried.
That was your turn?
Worth it, right?
Wait. Yeah, I think I will leave it with that. I don't want to waste a spell on her.
All right.
No, that's okay.
All right. We go over to the hunter that is still beyond the barrier. And this thing over here was frozen.
yeah.
So spending a little bit of movement to get through here.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to move up over here to Delphine. Gets in
Oh,
melee
cool.
range. Pulls out a short sword for attacking Delphine. That's generally what swords are for. It does a 19 hit.
Yeah, it just hits.
Just hits. That is 6 points of piercing damage.
Okay. Oh no, don't tell me it's on. Okay,
And
cool.
there's a second attack coming in. An 18, does that hit?
No.
So that second attack goes wide, and the halfling is standing there in front of you, just locking eyes with you. That leads us to one of the banshees. It's going to float over here. I need to quickly measure something. Yep,
Oh boy.
that is unfortunately
no.
everyone. The banshee
Oh, no.
cocks back her head, and the mouth and lower jaw goes extremely deep to create this elongated, dark mouth, and an unnatural howl, a wail of deep sorrow, and the end times comes out of the banshee. I need everyone to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay, we're not
I
using the
can't
carrot
save.
die.
Okay, those are not terrible.
Unless you are undead, which none of you are.
Technically, the captain is undead.
None of the
Alinda.
party are undead.
Yeah,
That was
I
very
can't
bad.
say.
A 12 total.
With
12
my plus
total?
2?
Yeah, did you add the +2 because you're close enough to Delphine to get her paladin aura?
Oh, no, then a 14, which is still.
15 for Rayn.
15 for Rayn.
Is this frightened?
No, it's a con save, not a wisdom save.
Sorry.
This is not something that has to do with fear, with being frightened or feared.
Okay. I forgot I have advantage on those.
21.
Why do I have
21.
advantage on that?
I rolled for Daithun, who rolled a total of 11. Is Daithun is not close enough for the aura.
No.
I also need to roll for a few other living people here.
Okay.
Halfling. Farron. Okay. The howl is more than just sound. It reverberates into the core of your being. If you rolled a 13 or higher, you take
Good enough.
13 points of psychic damage.
Oh!
Jeez!
That is for if you rolled a 13 or higher. We're not yet at the part if you rolled lower than that.
Oh,
Oh,
damn.
fuck.
Oh, shit.
Everyone,
Oh, shit, TPK.
there are a few people in this room that rolled a 13 or lower.
Die.
Farron is not one of them, but she takes the damage and you see her collapse to the floor from that damage. The halfling hunter and Daithun rolled lower than a 13.
We're so sorry, Austin.
You see, first, you see the halfling hunter just in his movement, first fiercely looking at Delphine, but then eyes rolling back and dropping cold hard to the floor. And then you hear from behind you the clattering of chains that drop to the floor. And Daithun has gone stiff on the ground.
Shit.
Daithun is considered unconscious. Farron is considered unconscious. And the halfling is dead.
Wow, that exceeded
Just straight
their
up.
HP.
God. Jeez.
The Banshee looks at that, and you actually see the Banshee now, the jaw coming back into place. Banshee hovers in the middle of the room, and the head just 180-degree turns on her head as she looks at the lifeless body of that halfling, of the halflings behind her. And she's using the rest of her movement.
Oh, yeah.
Come over here.
There's-
Come over
there's
here.
5
Come
feet.
on.
Moves that over here. Farron is going to make a death saving throw. You'll find out what that was later. Rayn.
Okay. Damn it. Would Rayn... This is a ghost. It's ephemeral. Would Rayn know if it could be affected by magical wind?
Rayn would know that magic does affect ephemeral beings as well. And that it would be worth a try to see if magical wind can do something.
Okay. We're going to drop concentration on the wall of water, so that can go.
Dropping that.
Rayn is going to move sort of here, let's say, and is going to make a... Where's that template? Kind of thing. How do you angle these things?
With patience.
Okay, and we're gonna use our imagination. Wow, I want to make a 10-foot long wall, gust of wind, in a way that does not hit Delphine and Rebus, so parallel to them. But yes, it is 10 feet wide, so we're just gonna let it aim. Anyway, gust of wind to blow that banshee away, far away. Let me show you the details on that.
Any creature in the line must spend 2 feet of movement for every 1 foot. Each creature that starts its turn in the line must succeed on a strength saving throw or be pushed 15 feet away from you. So starts on their turn.
So foof, foof, foof. Okay, I'm concentrating on that as well.
You're concentrating on that.
That is my action, and I'm gonna keep it going up, and it's gonna slide myself next to Dyson. Bonus action, I really can't do anything. I see Dyson is unconscious. Can I
Yes.
perceive whether or not the chains have fallen off Dyson's person?
The chains are tightly wrapped around his arm.
Bonus action, I just want to kick the chains with the heel of my shoe, not making
Not
any
the time.
not making any contact with my skin. I just kind of like.
That's one automatically failed death saving throw. No,
No, it's
joking, of course. No, you butt the chains, letting out a bit of agitation, and that's your turn.
That was my action, bonus action. There's another Banshee up there. Fuck, I forgot about it. Does Rayn perceive where the statue could be in this very heavy darkness?
You would see the outlines just behind that other banshee.
God damn it. All right, I'll raise my voice and go like, I need some help. That's my turn.
And Alinda Dorn, who was basically busy with these glyphs on the other statue, she noticed the sound of people dropping dead to the ground, a sound she is pretty familiar with. And she looks to the other side, looks at the glyphs that were slowly starting to glow. You hear her mutter quite fuck to herself. And she is going to... she can't get close enough. But... come on. How badass are you? Shit, what's your speed? Yeah, that's not... yeah, she's moving... this is the maximum of her movement. And she's going to use her action to throw a dagger from her... actually, no, because she's been completely disarmed earlier by Dythun. She has nothing to throw with. So she's reaching for the dagger, where she's used that she has it pocketed, notices that there's nothing there, leaving her without any kind of ranged projectiles. So
Yeah, her
this is kind of her
Dyson
turn.
still has her greatsword. Just nothing.
Yep. And that leads us to the other banshee. Coming out of the darkness towards Rayn.
No. Can I do something about
And
Oh dear.
it is going to use its corrupting touch on you.
that? I would rather it not.
I'm gonna use the Karo die on it.
I
And I hope it rolls better.
Shit, I think I'm out of charges on this.
Does an
stuff, too.
18 hit?
Thinking about it. Thinking about it. 1 charge, 2 charges, shield.
Shield! The shimmering shield comes up.
And plus
Nice
5,
voice
my
effect.
my AC is now 18.
Then it rolled 18, so it meets it, it beats it.
But I thought it's not in my favor.
No, meeting it, beating it.
Yeah, I wish it was.
Just like with saving throws. If you roll equal to the saving throw, then you succeed on it.
You know what? If I may take that back, it succeeds.
Okay, but you take back the sheet spell.
I take back the sheet spell. But I will cast, as a reaction, Silvery Barbs.
BAM!
Yes.
Okay, I roll that again.
Yeah. Just a single roll and see what just...
Bane of my existence. Love it.
I'm not going to exist much longer without it.
Does a 16 hit?
Yeah, I can't react anymore to shield. That does hit. I give myself advantage.
Oh boy.
Which
Not
I
good,
think
not
should
good.
still work on... Yeah, I'm down. Probably whatever it is, I'm down.
16 points of necrotic damage.
I'm out. And the column of wind also is out. Is gone.
Oh, fuck.
Rayn
Oh,
is
boy.
unconscious. Wait, I did the wrong way.
And the Banshee moved from over there. Still has some movement left. It's going to fly further down here. At the top of round 3, there are some of our protagonists on the floor. Ghostly figures roam the darkness, and the gate to wherever this artifact of Mabar is hidden hasn't even been opened yet. It is truly a dark moment for our characters. How this continues, we'll find out after our first little break of today. We're going to take a 5-minute break so that the DM can put on a sweater for this chilling scene that is about to unfold. And all of you can stretch your leg, grab a drink, and we'll be back in approximately 5 minutes. Thanks for being here. See you soon.
Will we survive?
Yes,
Find
you
out after
will.
these commercials.
And we're back. We are back from a little break with actually the wrong part of the overlay. This is the right one. This is the one I wanted. And we had, before the break, the party going through quite a situation here in a fight in a cave beneath Fort Bones in the nation of Karrnath on the continent of Corvair in the world of Eberron. We are at top of, if I am not mistaken, round 3 for this fight. No, top of round 3. And we have 2 of our party members down for the count. We have ghosts out and about, and we have combat music coming back as we go into top of round 3, starting out with Daithun, who's going to make death saving throws. Or
His second
throws.
one.
No, his
No,
first.
it should be the
actually.
first one.
First.
Oh,
It's his
okay.
first. Rolling the Karo die.
And we
Why?
don't know the outcome.
No, it's Farron who already rolled. That's what it was.
Mm. I'm not saving her.
That
Fuck
brings us
that.
to Rebus.
Yep, I am going to... Wait.
I am going to attack the Banshee that is right here. And hopefully it will go well.
Can someone take that off?
20.
That hits.
Dirty 20.
That certainly hits.
Really bad damage for 8 points of damage.
8 points of raging damage.
Another attack, 17.
That also hits.
Another 8 points of damage. I'm rolling really low on damage. I don't like this.
Damage is damage. Every little bit helps to deal with these spectral foes. Anything else you would like to do on your turn?
Bonus actions? You have any? You're still raging. You're still
I
raging.
kind of want to. Yeah, I am raging. I kind of want to run away so they won't hit me on the next turn. But also I don't want to leave Delphine open for 2 attacks.
No, I'm okay. I'm okay. Don't think about me.
You're the only one who can heal people.
Yeah, but I'm okay.
Right?
Don't think about me. I'm okay.
How far away can I get?
Can you afford to
Apart
eat an
from,
opportunity
I will
attack
get
if they
an
hit you?
opportunity-
Shit's hard.
If they hit me, if they don't hit me now, they hit me later. Like, that's the thing.
Don't forget to take
Um,
your healing potion.
Right. I guess.
Oh, this is such a gamble.
Might as well do it right now, but that will get an opportunity attack from the Banshee. So yeah, it might, 2 points. It might be just what I need to like make it through the attack.
To
I'll
you're
take a
drinking your
poison- healing poison. Healing potion.
don't take the
Yeah.
take the potion, not the poison.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, indeed. 2d4s +4, +2, right? Okay, 7 points. So
Half.
3 points, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Do I get hit?
In 5e, you don't provoke opportunity attacks when you drink a potion. So that's safe.
Okay.
Like opportunity attacks are only for leaving the reach. You don't not like in 3.5, for example, where like things like manipulate actions and stuff like that you opportunity attacks. So you're good. You
Yeah,
have
I'm
some hit points
constantly. I
back.
have the ghost of 3.5 constantly around me.
You have the ghost of 3.5
yeah,
in your
I'm
head,
still-
and the ghost and a real ghost right in front of your character.
Yeah, yep. I will try to move away, and if they hit me,
Mhm.
you know.
Mm-hmm, just
How far? There. They shouldn't be able to reach me. I think.
you can try.
I mean, it's
Keep
a
in mind that you
gamble.
would
If
be
they
you
move
would
more
be
than
walking you would be walking into this pitch black darkness of
I have
moving
the
shadows.
ever
You take the lantern
bright
with you?
lantern with me. Yes, of course.
Okay, okay.
Okay, I'm gonna listen. I move over here. What do I see? Is there way more ghosts or like?
Okay. First of all, as you move away, that one ghost next to you is going to
Yeah.
make an opportunity attack.
I might not make it at all. So good point.
That is a 23 to hit.
Fuck.
Yeah, that hits. That's a lot of dice. Yeah, there's no way.
15 points of necrotic damage.
I'm down.
Why did you move? Why?
Because if they don't hit me now, they hit me later. Like, it's, you know.
Gonna move you back because
my
since that
decision
hit
to do.
you drop down there as well and are considered unconscious.
Yeah, this is a super shitty situation right now.
And that does mean that since you're unconscious, rage ends. And that brings us to Delphine.
Great game. Okay, so I have banshees in my back. Wow, cool.
But you can also do radiant damage. I mean,
Yes, I could try to attack them now to take them out, or I can gamble that none of you dies beforehand. Which is great.
I mean, resurrection is always a path. Not a fun one, but
I can't do that.
other people can.
I'm not willing to carry 3 dead bodies with me.
What you doing?
Save some of them.
Okay, first option. If I would move over to Dyphrin, I have a 30 feet movement, would I get opportunity attack from the Banshees?
You could get still from one of them.
No, one
the
of
other
them
used their
already-
reaction as an opportunity attack against Rebus, but there's
Okay.
still one that could take an opportunity attack against you.
Okay, I'm using a bonus action Misty Step so that I'm not getting the opportunity attack.
Nice.
And
Nice.
moving over to Dyphrin.
Perfect.
Oh gosh, I hate me for this. Then I'm using as an action my lay on hands pool. Okay, how much do I give? I'm giving 20 points of the lay on hands to him, which is 10 points.
So wait, you're giving 20 points or 10 points?
If lay on hands heals full, then he gets a full 20. But unfortunately,
20
all
points.
healing is half.
Half. Yes, you're right. You are indeed correct. So 10 points.
Okay, bonus action. Dyphrin should be alive again. Cool. Movement. No, actually didn't move.
Yeah,
So
you used your Misty Step to teleport.
yeah, exactly. So I can still move. Now the question is how far these thingies can move. Would it be? Wait. Alinda is still there. I'm close to Dyphrin. if I take the sword of like that Dyphon has of her and throw it to her, like, would it be a free action?
I would count it as a free action here. You basically, Dython is still on the ground, recovering from coming back from dying. You can take the sword and just throw it over to Alinda to give her a weapon.
Okay, then I'm doing that. Like, I guess I would need some help here, pretty fast. Okay, and then I would need to check. Oh, damn. If they can move 30 feet, they can get, like, pretty. And then I'm taking my movement, and I'm going a little bit more behind into the...
You want to walk into the pitch black, shadowy darkness.
I'm not afraid of the darkness right now. But I like to have some cover before me.
All right.
So I'm taking that.
Okay, I would say you cannot get all the way up there because the statue would block it. You could go as far as here. Yeah, you could go as far as where I just put you.
Yeah, that's okay. I don't see the statue at all, so...
No problem, no problem.
I'm basically bumping into the statue, like, okay.
Donk. That's your turn?
Yes!
Okay.
Oh, God.
That brings us to the Banshee. This Banshee is gonna fly over here and is going to put a corrupting touch on Delphine.
Oh, of course it does.
Clearing my dice tray. Using the cat die. A 7 does not hit you.
No. No. It
only gets one attack, so that ends its turn. Saving throw, death saving throw for Theron.
Her second.
Her second one. Rayn, your first death saving throw, and you can take the advantage from your silvery barbs on it if I'm not mistaken.
Let's hope you get a net 20.
You know what? I'll use that. I'll use it.
All right.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay. I got it. The other one was a 5.
Got a net 20. Nice.
That I don't need to heal. No.
I'm gonna ping pong back down like right away. I start with 1, right?
Yes.
Okay. And my first words out of my mouth as I see the banshee float over. Rude.
You are at 1 hit point indeed, but you're still prone. But that was a great natural 20 there.
Is that the top of my turn?
Do you?
I never.
Whenever you
remembered.
start your turn with fewer hit points, you roll at the start of your turn for death saving throws.
Shit, remind me, did that banshee already take an attack of opportunity? Shit.
Wouldn't you like to know?
I would like to know. Damn it.
I think one of them didn't have a reaction anymore.
Mm-hmm. One of them already used the opportunity attack.
Okay.
I can't remember if this was this one or the other one.
How's this banshee looking?
Ghostly, spectral,
It's ghostly self-looking.
mildly harmed.
Mildly hard. Wrong template.
Jeez.
Okay, that does not hit Dython. I mean, that's not hit Rebus. Just.
I think you have to move it a little bit more to.
Like Rebus is at the edge of it. Their
Yes.
sides will get crispy, but it's not. Does not hit.
So I have a feeling what's going to happen. What is happening, Rayn?
Rayn is still on the ground, prone, and from behind her, she pulls out this. No, she has this ruby ring on her finger. She just sort of like weakly raises her hand. And as she whips her hand, this little mote of fire goes spiraling out behind the banshee, and a fireball erupts.
Finally, the big guns.
It flies out.
The ghost needs to
A
make a
lit-
dexterity saving throw.
Dexterity saving throw. Here we go. Caro die it is.
Why is my mouse not?
Oh, oh, oh.
14 is the save DC.
Yeah, I have a 4, but without the teen, for a total of 6. So
86.
roll
Excellent.
that sweet
Oh,
amount of clicking.
Grill that
back.
thing.
I need to make room on my dice tray.
First, we had the paladin smites with a lot of dice. Now we get the fireballs.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 31 fire damage. It's still up.
The only thing that is louder than the sound of the fiery explosion is the howl the banshee lets out as its spectral matter is getting roasted by the flames, and what remains is just a tattered outline of a ghost flickering in and out of existence, but definitely worse for wear.
Subtle. No, spell sorcery point. Hastened. Was that the usage of an item?
You used an item for casting this.
So that's an action.
Yes.
Okay, I'm trying to cheat. Spending sorcery points to make that hastened.
Mm-hmm.
And we're gonna cantrip that ghost. Would Rayn know? Would Rayn know? We're gonna try. Mind Sliver.
Mind Sliver. That's
And
a intelligence saving throw, right?
Yes.
That's a natural 1.
Nice. 2d6 psychic damage. Does this ghost take psychic damage?
You're about to find out.
10. 10 psychic damage.
Ghosts are basically souls that have their psyche, and that psyche can be damaged. And it does take the full amount of damage, but is still holding on to whatever shreds of unlife are left in it.
And it also subtracts a d4 from the next saving throw it makes before the end of my next turn.
Cool.
I will spend the rest of my movement to get up from prone, because I'm still next to this other banshee.
Yes, perfect. That's your turn?
You have no bonus actions anymore. I'm at 1 HP as my turn.
Okay. Alinda Dorn has a sword. She's going into melee, moves over here, moves over to Rayn as she gets up, and she's gonna swing her Bonecraft sword. Come on, Alinda. Yeah, that is a 23. That most certainly hits. 2d6. 7, 11 points of slashing damage. And she can do that again. That is a 25. That also hits. Delphine, good idea to give her the sword.
Someone needs to help you.
6 and 10 points. This ghost is extremely close to the afterlife. But that does end Alinda's turn and brings us to that banshee down here. Who is going to
Fuck off. Yeah. Yeah, I will.
Fly over here. And make another corrupting touch against Rayn.
Shit.
16?
Shield.
Nice. Woo! The shield pops in, this time ignoring the attack. As you just hear from the other side of the shield. "Ah!" And that ends this round. Gets it up to Daifun, who is back at 10 hit points, but still spends half of his movement getting up from prone, whipping out the chain, and is gonna attack with the chains, the ghost right next to him, to see if he can finish the job. That is a 17, and that does hit. Eek. And that is 6 points of damage. This ghost is no more, and his second attack goes to the other ghost. That is a
Do it,
19 that
Daifun.
also hits. And that is 7 points of damage to that ghost. Getting closer to the end. And that ends his turn. Brings us to Rebus. Rebus, I need you to make a death saving throw at this point.
Yep.
Come on, we believe in another natural 20. Manifest it. Manifest it.
I literally forget how to roll the saves. Is D20
If you,
and anything?
it's a D20.
Oh, never mind. Roll the natural 20.
Yes! Nice! Nice!
Listen, Caro die sometimes good.
The
It's a
drama
drama
die.
die.
It is
Caro
the
die
flow of
sometimes
drama.
merciful.
Oh, that means since you rolled natural 20, you get back to 1 hit point. You are still prone, but you can spend half your movement to get back up from prone, but you are back among the living.
Yes, I will do so. Where's that banshee? Is it still there?
It's north of you.
Yeah. I'll just like slowly walk up to it. Like you can hear. Okay, wait.
I will slowly walk up to it. You can hear my plates trying to shift, half of them back in the place where they should be, half of them kind of bent and broken. There's some sparks coming off of my shoulder. I just lift my glaive over over my arm and just slowly walk up to it and lift my weapon and hack down. Just in the most unceremoniously way possible.
You are way past ceremony at this point.
It's a 16 to hit.
A 16 does indeed hit. Roll that damage.
For 11 points of damage.
How would you like to do this?
Yeah. Just grab the glaive, not how it should be properly grabbed, but like by the very end, so I don't even get that close to it, and I just slice it up down and let the glaive rest on the floor and just kind of like rest against the staff because I'm very tired and everything hurts. And oh, is that sparks? Oh, is that is that smoke? I don't know.
We get this shot where we first see the ghost from the front, still hovering in air right in front of Rayn, who whipped up a shield, and the ghost is about to bring down another attack, but then cutting through it is this glaive, splits it apart, and we see the camera move through the now betwixt ghost, and we see Rebus indeed standing there, leaning on the weapon, sparks.
Kind
and
of
steam.
very creepy situation. Rebus is like, I am kind of twitchy and like things are not how they should be, and you know, fun times. Broken doll kind of situation.
And with that, we drop out of initiative for now.
Rayn says very weakly, "Stabilize the halfling. I can get information from her."
I will
Oh.
like Rebus doesn't really have a way.
It's a medicine check if you want DC 10.
No, I will not move over there. No, fuck that. I already know who she is working for.
Okay.
I don't need to ask her.
I will do it. Does Dythun have a potion that he wants to use? Dythun, do you have a potion you want to use?
Dythun, who's like holding on to his side, still color kind of drained from parts of his fur and everything. He goes, I have a potion. And he looks down at Farron. But I'm not yet entirely convinced if... Picks up the halfling, pops open the potion, feeds it to Farron. And he says to you, Rebus, I hope that when she wakes up from this, she's gonna be a bit more friendly to us. Second time we save her life.
I would expect, or at least I hope so.
You gotta... I think there's a cable sticking out of... Yeah, right there, yeah.
Sorry. I'm a bit of a hazard right now.
Everything here's a hazard.
I will lean on my glaive and stand up. Kind
If
of.
you ask me, this potion is a waste.
And you say that, Delphine, and at that moment you hear Farron coughing as she wakes up, like... And she's lying on the ground, looks up at Dythun, who's towering over her, Rebus leaning on their weapon next to her, and she just goes, fuck. Second fucking time already.
Perhaps you should start taking better care of yourself. Find a different line of work. We won't always be around.
What are you doing here? All of you?
Classified information. What are you
Probably
doing
the
here?
same like you.
I don't know. Because apparently your information is classified. Mine's as well. I also have a classified mission. I'm in the classified mission business.
Oh, yeah. Care to give
she
you
did-
information, or you end up in the dead mission business?
Okay. I sense a lot of tension. I sense a lot of exhaustion. Which is really normal considering this creepy place we're in. I wanted to be out here for a few days already. But apparently that was not in my cards. Ended up here in a prison while there's a bunch of halflings and elves attacking this fortress. I partner up with one of them. Oh shit, he's dead. She just now realizes that the halfling lies there on the ground. Oh, fuck. Okay, this is really not going as I've planned.
Oh, really? That
You don't
surprises me.
say.
Alinda is ignoring all of this. She's now currently already back at the statues, trying to...
Rayn would have tried to like use Alinda to ready herself and just sort of like, I'd love to buy you a drink.
Like, you use her to kind of pull yourself up
Mhm.
from the... And
Oh.
she actually helps you a little further up, over to the other statue with you.
Before Rain goes over there, I will step up and give her the last 10 lay on hands that I have, so she gets 5 hit points.
Yay! And I will also drink another healing potion, even though that's halved.
All right.
Because I need to. Hopefully I survive whatever one thing might happen. With that, that is pretty shit. 4 plus 2 is 6. Is 3 healing damage. 3 healing damage. We're at a total of 9 HP, and I will go to the statue on my shaky legs.
You
Wherever
wander
the
over there,
statue
Rayn,
is. Yeah.
and Alinda is moving over to the other one. And
Is that where the statue is? I don't see well.
warm, warm, warmer,
Oh,
hot. You're there.
okay, cool.
You touch around in that darkness, and you also notice now that you're standing deeper in this tenebrous mess, you keep hearing like these distant voices all around you.
We'll talk later, please.
As they pull away.
I'm glad your family's doing well too.
Rayn, you can just barely make out the kind of gestures that Alinda is making at her statue, like pushing some buttons and everything. Could you give me an Arcana check to show how well you're like following up the movements she's making?
Oh God, I have nothing to give myself advantage on this. Hey, that's pretty good. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. That is indeed pretty good. And even on your shaky legs, exhaustion from this encounter, you start touching these glyphs and symbols. And as you start pushing them in, you notice that in your little corner over here, this darkness gets pushed back further as there is a light that now starts glowing from this statue, and that seems to be pushing back against this unnatural darkness. Alinda on her side is having a similar effect. Light starts glowing there. Darkness pushed further into the crevices of the cave. And from these statues, all over the wall leading towards the gate, centered between them, this light glow spills over the wall towards this portal, and you can hear these grinding as stone scratches against stone, and a thick layer. Now with this illumination, you see that covering this portal, this gate, was a thick layer of bones of various sizes. And as this portal starts opening, the bones, they start falling off. Clunk, 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 clattering to the ground before it. And where they fall on the ground, you see that slowly they start assembling. Assembling in ways that these bones were not meant to be assembled on a skeleton. Hip bones land on femurs, elbow joints go on knees, and it's just this ragged pile of bones that starts taking on a vague semblance of a humanoid shape, and eventually gathers itself all the way up in front of this place, leaning forward, this hulking skeletal figure. It turns towards Alinda. And Alinda goes, "Yes, magnificent job, Collector. Did a good job guarding. Keep an eye out if someone else is coming." And this bony pile just clatters, dink, 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 off away from the door. Alinda looks over at Rayn. You did a good job. If you would have done that in the wrong order, that little friend over there would have been an extra complication to this entire mess.
You're very kind with compliments.
When they are deserved. She looks over at where people have gathered around Farron. I gather that you know this halfling.
We're not exactly friends, but we know her.
Huh. Well, and Alinda turns to the rest of the party. You still want to come and take this item, or do you want to wait until more darkness emerges and tries to kill all of you?
I'll take care of that. If Rayn approaches, good juju, bad juju, I'm going to die if I put my hand through that.
As you approach now, with all these bones gone, the stone has moved to the sides, and there's just this opening to a black miasma at the other side, kind of like a black sea. It kind of reminds you of how you, when you were on Ice White Isle, the tower, there were gateways there that also didn't seem to have like a hallway or something behind them, but more like a liquid that you stepped into and then were brought to some other section. This doesn't look so much like liquid, but more like dark jelly, like pudding-like structure with a few specks of gray and blue in it.
If she projects her telepathic self into it, does anything ping?
Basically checking if there's any kind of intelligence in there.
Yep. Rayn is basically just giving a greeting like, hello there. You might know me. It's been a long time.
You reach in there, and there is intelligence there. There is something beyond this threshold.
This is me announcing myself. I will be through, and I expect my host to receive me fairly and properly, and I will return the same courtesies when I am with you as well. And I walk through the pudding.
You just walk through the pudding.
Walk through the pudding.
Like Alinda was just
What a
still like
normal thing to say.
she was looking at the rest of the party who's busy with Farron, but she notices that you just go through the portal.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to try to stop you. So you can either prevent this with athletics or acrobatics. She's going to roll athletics to try to hold on to you.
Do I have something to get out of this? I don't see what's in front of me, so I cannot miss the step. Yeah, athletics.
You can choose athletics or acrobatics.
Yeah, we're good athletics then. Hey! Oh! Oh ho ho! A 21.
I rolled a 16. She has a +4 modifier on this. So you just beat it as she just like reaches short of like reaching out to you, and you step in there. And you just vanish. What the rest of you hear, what Rayn doesn't hear anymore because she's now in the pudding, and you hear Alinda go, no, wait, fuck! As you see that Rayn just stepped past the threshold and vanishes in that darkness, and behind her, the portal closes. And the lights go off, and darkness returns.
So, how bad is this?
Probably very bad.
You see, through this time that you've been traveling with Captain Dorn, you've mostly seen her have like this neutral, at best like annoyed or frustrated expression. But as you ask that question, you can see you can see actual worry on her face right now. And she just goes, she has no key to return. There's a two-way thing here. We open it on one side, and me or my colleague, my associate, have a way to also get back out there. It's a security measure. If I'm not with her right now, she's now there on the other side, which is practically as if she would be in Mabar itself at this point.
Can we go after her?
So, is there a way to open that portal again so she can get out of there?
We can try to do the opening. We can do the opening again. Are any of you else also arcanely trained, or just really good at following instructions?
Well,
What does
instructions translate to in like metagaming?
You would still have to make a roll, but that roll would be better if you're like trained in Arcana.
I mean, slightly, a bit. But
We have
guess
to
I'm
make
good
sure
at
that-
following instructions.
Great. And she points you over to that one statue that Rayn was first at, and she goes back over to the other. We can try opening this again, and at that moment she stops, and you hear from one of her pockets comes this sound, and she just mouths and reaches into a pocket, pulls out her sending stone, which is glowing, holds it in her hand, closes her eyes as she's listening to the message, keeps her eyes closed as she's messaging something back, pockets it. We're on a timer. Follow my instructions. And she points from her, like she's a little bit away from you now, Delphine, and she points at certain glyphs at the base of these statues. Just move your hands where I move them. Keep an eye on me, okay? And do that on your statue. And as you go about doing that, can you give me an Arcana check?
Normal one?
Just a normal Arcana check. Just like Rayn did.
Fucking shit. I would need advantage for this right now because I have a bad feeling.
Exciting.
Okay, wait. Arcana. Ooh, is this a 13?
You're doing great.
13.
I have a +1 to Arcana.
That's indeed. With 13. Delphine,
Yes.
would in this situation, how does Delphine feel at this moment? What's going on inside of Delphine at this moment?
Like this whole situation with the fight beforehand and everything is kind of like slightly stressed and also really like how shall I put this, frustrated,
Yeah.
mostly frustrated actually.
And this frustration, you just want to, in your frustration, get this done as quick as possible. No more of these shenanigans. You look at what Captain Dorn is doing. You move your hands. You get these first sigils correctly pushed in, but then you think that Captain Dorn is moving to one side, but you move too far, and your hand pushes one glyph too far in.
Shit.
And you hear from a southern direction, the direction where this huge skeleton wandered off to, you hear into the
Oh.
edges of the shadow,
Fuck.
close to where your companions are gathered, as parts of its arm reshape, the bones moving over each other in this wave of calcium that should be long beneath 6 feet deep. And it reshapes into like a big bony club, raising it over its head. And that's where we're going to take a second break for today. And then see where this is going, as one of the party members stepped into dark goo into the plane of death, and the others seem to not catch a break here, but our players are catching a break, and everyone who's joining us should also catch one. And we'll be back in about 5 minutes for the final part of today's session. See you in 5.
Oh god.
And we are back from our final break for today and our last part in today's session. The party has been surviving against the odds in this cavern close to a manifest zone of the Plains of Mabar. Death and entropy are all around them. And after a fight with a number of ghostly entities, a portal opened. Rayn stepped through it. The portal closed again, and in an attempt to open it again, a seemingly friendly bone golem turns against the party. We ended before the break with this creature raising a bony clubbed arm above our not our enemies, our adventurers, and
Oh, I see how this is. I see how it goes.
But we're not going to continue at that part. We're going to continue elsewhere. In the darkness, where light and life cannot be. Shores of a plain where all that ends goes. And in the eternal cycle, sooner or later, everything has to go. The more defiant it is that in this dark plane, a creature that's very much alive finds her way. Rayn.
Hi.
You have stepped through this dark, gooey matter that was past the portal. Heard it close behind you, and felt yourself being pushed ever forward. Your feet are getting wet.
I'll levitate. It's uncomfortable. Because I don't know the nature of the liquid here.
That makes total sense.
If it's water, that'd be better, but this doesn't feel like water.
No, it's a liquid, but it's not water.
Hmm.
As you levitate out of it, it looks gray, dead. And as you levitate forward, you see that this liquid crashes in very slow waves against a shallow shore. On this shore of white and gray sand sits or rests a table carved out of ivory. Worked into the top of the table is a game board. One of a game that you know well. Dragon chess. On both ends, the pieces are set. And on one end, there is one majestic core piece to this game set. The queen of the black side is beautifully carved figure. A crown with dark diamonds set into it on top of this figure, and the crown itself forged almost like claws that try to reach to something. There is no one else here. But the game is set for two. What do you do, Rayn?
I will levitate, but Rayn will try to keep bearings on like the direction she came from, sort of thing, regardless of what's open or closed behind her.
right?
And she'll levitate towards the set, kind of circle around it a few times. And just in a sort of normal voice, just speak out and say, "Anyone home? I've come to collect the souvenir."
At the side where the black board pieces are set, the sand on the beach starts moving, and it starts spiraling upwards and shapes itself into a humanoid figure. Then the sand falls off, and revealed underneath it is a person with very soft facial features, dressed in a completely white suit, bald head, and just complete black eyes, completely filling out the eyes. They look at you and smile. A souvenir. You are not the usual visitor. You cannot be here.
Then I will take the souvenir and take my leave then.
You cannot take it.
But I wish for it.
You have life. You cannot take it.
If someone without life were to come and claim it. Would that work?
Those who touch the queen lose their life.
Well, I could just hold my purse open and you can put it in for me.
He smiles. If it were so simple, everyone could collect her. You should not be here.
Well, that is concerning because I require this piece and eventually I will not have a lifeless companion with me at all times to hold it.
The woman.
Is she seeing someone? Do you happen to know?
She has eyes. I assume she can see someone.
Okay. But pray tell, how would a living one be able to take the piece without succumbing to losing one's life? I'd like to know. Tell me.
When life touches the queen will claim the life. Slowly.
Slowly.
It leaves marks that are not restored. You should not be here.
I will take my leave when I have what I need.
Rayn, can you give me a Constitution saving throw?
Yeah, I can. It was a 2 and then it tilted over to the 18, which I'm very glad about. Math. 24. I have a +6 modifier.
Impressive.
One thing I'm good at. Except when the dice are bad. God, this game is all about die. It's been really swingy. Holy shit.
You take 5 points of necrotic damage.
Okay, I got a GTFO.
You feel as this entity again says you have to leave. You feel as there is these grains of sand that crawl upwards towards you, reach for your feet, and you can actually see how they pull out a ghostly silhouette of you.
I try to kick my leg. Fine. I will leave for now. How do I get back? Open a path for me.
Only the dead open the path back.
It seems that is something you would be able to do, as you seem to qualify as one without life.
I do not know the path back.
Well, you're giving me very conflicting messages then.
I'm sorry. You should not be here. Make another Constitution saving throw.
Can I take a healing potion in the meantime?
Yeah, you can. Chuck that.
If it isn't the consequences to our actions.
Yes.
Good story. That is a 5 plus 2, and half of that is 3 or
3.
2? Okay.
3.
Okay.
5 plus 2 is 7. Halved is 3.5, so 3.
Heal and Constitution saving throw.
Constitution saving throw.
I don't think whatever happens, I'm going to do well here. I really don't. Because even
This
if
is a
I
game-
saved, the damage was outdoing me.
Hmm.
16 plus 6
Well,
is a save,
Is a save. Still very good.
but I'm probably out with this.
Do 3 necrotic damage take you out?
No, but it's close. Basically, under the
Another-
potion.
Another sandy hand reaches for your other foot and pulls out more of your spirit.
I try to float out. All right, all right. And I start floating backwards the direction to which I came.
You start floating backwards into the darkness. And then you look under you and the beach is back. The table is back there and the figure is back. And they say,
Fuck.
only the dead know the way back. You are not dead.
You know the way back. You are dead.
I am Mabar. I am not dead.
If you are Mabar, then you know the path. Show me the path.
You must be dead to know the path.
You know the path. Share the knowledge with me.
You need to be dead so I can show the path.
Let me double check something. Okay, with that healing potion I took, I am down to 1 more healing potion. I'm going to put my last healing potion, tie it to my waist so it is visible.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I understand there's a clock running. Rayn says, if I am dead, I can go back?
If you are dead, you can see the way.
Can I retrieve my body? It is not yours. Bodies don't belong here in Mabar.
They do not. Your body is yours.
So if I accidentally leave it here, I think it would be polite for it to be retrieved, yes?
Polite.
Proper. Bodies do not belong here in Mabar.
No, they do not.
All right, we have an understanding.
We do. Give me another Constitution saving throw.
Okay. Rayn will die, but she'll know the path, but there'll also be a potion on her. Maybe I can haunt Alinda or something. Rayn is going to die. Oh, perfect. Thank you, die. A 5 plus 6 is 11.
4 points of necrotic damage.
That's exactly what we needed. I
You
know
do
the
notice
way?
as you come upon this agreement, there is this storm of sand that envelops you, and these grains scorch all over your skin as they pull out your soul. The body drops down on the ground, half hanging on the game board. But Rayn, you look down at your own body. You're hovering there. A pale glow coming off from your soul as it hovers there. And you do know the way back. But you also know that there is not a shred of life left in your body.
For now.
The entity looks at your body, raises a hand, and your body dissolves into sand that gets blown away. It will find its way back. And so will you. Now you belong here.
No, I will take the path now.
You do. But if you wanted to, you could stay. Would you like to play? You never come here anymore to just play. You only come for the queen.
What you got
You
to
also
lose?
come-
Nothing.
You also come for the queen.
I guess one could do both.
What happened to the others that are usually coming here?
I think they are preoccupied. It would be nice to occupy the caster further and not occupy the woman. I like the woman.
I fear you're one of the few who does. And you see there's a brief glow in their eyes. Where will you take the queen?
Somewhere different. Somewhere where things are how they ought to be. I think the queen would appreciate the place. It's not anathema to the queen.
Play a game that you can leave with the queen.
Win or lose?
Win or lose. I just miss playing the game.
Ghost Rayn will sit on the seat opposite the figure. Cross her legs, pull up her sleeves. So what's your name?
And with that, the first pieces are moved. And our scene transitions back
Oh god, live guys.
to a place
No!
where there is a gigantic skeleton creature holds up a bony club. But before it brings that down, everyone here in the room suddenly notices the temperature drop significantly. All of you who can feel temperature, it gets freezing cold at this point. The entire room fills with darkness, pitch black, unnatural darkness, and the most terrifying howl, and that's saying something for recent events, considering you fought banshees. The most terrifying howl wipes through this cave, clattering of bones to the ground. Everything that's loose is getting blown around. And then silence. The giant skeleton is now just a pile of bones. The darkness slowly receding, slowly revealing. And a glow comes from the portal. Stiff and lifeless lies the body of Rayn. Her hands on her chest, tightly clasping a jet black, beautifully carved dragon chess piece. What do you do?
Rayn. I grab the Everlight lantern and run towards her as much as I can run, which is, a bit clunky.
Well,
I kneel beside her, just pull her head on my lap, just inspect her. Rayn? Miss Rayn? Miss Rayn?
No response. No breath. No pulse. Only clearly in the front of her belt there's a healing potion attached, and this one figurine clamped in her hands.
Well, that won't do anything, right? I just look at Delphine and Typhoon just to confirm. I know this information, but just...
if she is not breathing anymore, then a potion can't help.
I look at the portal. Just open now, right?
Yes. Currently still open. Again, this dark goo visible.
Where's the commander? I want to say captain.
Captain is also dashing over to Rayn. Fuck.
Captain, what is on the other side?
Death. Death is on the other side.
What?
The path that leads over
Did it
there
just-
is secure to walk if you are undead or dead yourself. But if you're living, you only go to death. You don't come back from death. The only way to come back from it is by being dead. Shit, it gave...
Is there anything...
I guess it would have been a valuable information if you would have told her before she went into there.
She rushed in there. I couldn't stop her.
Is there anything... Is this all? Is there anything left on the other side? Do we need to still go fetch her? Or is this all there is?
Her body looks complete. Any kind of resurrection magic could get her back, but that's not exactly something that that is widely available. I mean, I happen to know someone, but...
Is this your colleague? Upstairs?
Yes.
Oh, fantastic. Wonderful.
And at that point, there's again this vroom, vroom, vroom from her sending stone. Talking about the fucking devil. She pulls out the sending stone, closes her eyes again. Okay. Take the figure, carry her, and get out as quick as possible. Down the tunnel we came from. Then, when you get into the crypt, there's another hallway across the crypt that we walked through that will lead you back into the sewers. Be freaking fast. You don't want my associate to see her with this. He's on his way here. We've triggered all his alarm bells with this. And for all I care, take the halfling with you.
Rebus, carry her.
I'll gently lift Rayn. Make sure the piece is still like on her grasp.
One thing. Is anything happening if any one of us touches this figure?
And at this point, we get a kind of scene where we basically have, in this moment, we have Alinda Dorn saying this. But earlier, in another plane, over a game of dragon chess, an entity said the exact same thing that is going to be said. And these words are, "The living should not touch the queen. For the longer they hold it, the more of their life they lose."
Then I guess we tie it to her hand so that she's not losing it until we can resurrect her.
Yeah, and Dython is already busy, like, tying a rope around these hands, and he's looking at Rayn in this terrible state. Let's get her out. Oh, Dython says to Alinda, "Keep the sword." And Alinda says, "It was my sword." And you just see that Dython is clearly somewhere else with his head, and follows you, all of you, out. Farron looks at all of you, and with about like 10 feet of distance between her and the party, she just follows out. And all of you slowly make your way out of this cave, still hearing the sounds of battle above you. As you slowly follow the directions of Alinda Dorn, holding on to the lifeless body of Rayn Undinath, but also holding on to the queen that you came here for. We're gonna find out next week how all of this continues.
Right. Oh, fuck.
Hey, objective completed.
We're doing
Yeah.
great.
Task failed successfully?
But the price that was paid for this is like way too high.
We don't know the conclusion of that.
Ida, thank you so much for leaning into this. You're basically just voluntarily, and for now, killed your character at this point. But that's not something everyone just does. But thank you very much for like putting also trust in there that this is going to have a payoff and everything. Thanks for just leaning into it. That's
One of the things that pulled me back was the situation my fellow players were having because there's like shit the phone thing. Okay, I see a theme here. I have to hold it. Rayn, only the dead can hold it. I got some sort of assurance that this will be dramatic, but I have to be dead to hold it. I got assurances, but I still have to die. Okay. Let's just release. You have to release sometimes. And it still feels dramatic and not uncomfortable. Adrenaline. There's a lot of adrenaline happening.
okay. Yeah.
But I am on that ride and I'm just like, I am really fucking curious. Because it's still ongoing.
It still is. It is. Yeah. How's the rest of you feeling? How are you all doing? I mean, this was a tough session. You had a tough combat. This was a tough ending. How's the rest of you doing here?
Yep. Fine. Really. Curious to see how you are going to convince whoever needs to be convinced to revive Rayn, or at least do something so her body can be preserved for a bit longer, or and
Right.
still walk out with the peas. We'll see.
Listen, I was so ready to fight off that skeleton thingy with everything that I had left, which was not much. But now it's like, how?
Well, A selfish
Yeah.
part of me as a player is like, okay, no one else had to wipe out in battle. I think that's pretty cool. I think tactically, meta-wise, that's the better outcome. The story outcome is not determined yet.
That's true. That's true. There's still
Yes.
all kinds of possibilities, and I also want to make very clear that I don't want these kind of things to happen with not having any payoff for it. There's a player that's making a concrete action to do this, and I also want it to be worth in the story, because that's what we're doing together here, making it worth for the story. So
I thought it was pretty clear. We know you as a DM by now, and you're not like mean or ruthless or merciless. Like, and if we told you like, hey Marcus, like maybe we're not okay with this, like we could probably weave a story that would be different.
Right.
So like,
absolutely.
you've
Yeah.
you have accustomed us to like be very okay and safe while playing.
Good.
So
That's
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
That's good. Yeah.
no there.
But the ride is still pretty damn. We're on a roller coaster, and our mouths are open, and our flapping jaws, and
You have no clue. I have like already my brain is like going all the possibilities. Okay, what can you do in this situation? What is possible? Is there any like anything that you can pull to make this like the outcome better of this or not?
Yeah.
but just to be clear, was it sort of hand wave that the party will successfully get out of the fort, or they still have to actively do that? Based on your
That's for next session to find out.
Okay.
All right. Well, let's slowly then wrap up here for today. You have been here at Horde of Tales, and for everyone who hung out with us in chat today, thank you very much for joining us on this roller coaster of a session. If you liked what you saw, please feel free to follow us, subscribe to us here on Twitch. It really helps us. You can also follow us on Twitter, links below the video, and join our Discord, where you can also maybe see and tell us what you think is going to happen next, or also post whatever kind of funny memes you find. If you are now here with us at episode 46 and you want to catch up with the previous 45 sessions already, we're getting really close to the big 50 people. If you want to catch up with the previous sessions, you can find all of those and the VODs of all the other streams that we do on this channel. You can find them on our YouTube channel at youtube.com/Horde of Tales, where we will also appreciate if you want to subscribe there to us, upvote, give us thumbs up, give a comment, and check out our shorts there. Check out the funny shorts that we put up there. We really appreciate any kind of support.
The shorts are the best. I love them. It gets a cackle out of me every time.
I'm glad.
Exactly. So you have all of that there as well. Anyone else? Anything else you would like to share? What's coming up in own projects in the next week for people?
I have a list, but since it's long, I defer to someone else to go first.
Anyone else that has anything else going on in the coming week?
No, not at the moment.
Not a moment. Serial?
Not sadly.
Nothing. Well, but you should definitely also follow Caro and Serial on their socials. You can find Serial at Serial Snowings on Twitter, and Caro as, please correct me if I pronounce this correctly, Blana Unrivaled?
Most people say Blaine.
Blaine Unrivaled on Twitter. Ida, where can we find you in the coming week?
Ooh, on Friday, we will have episode 2 of Aliens RPG on award-winning channel Girls Run These Worlds, in our game that is sponsored by Freely Games, who's the publisher of Aliens. Our ship was redirected due to company orders. We've now on a derelict science ship, where the crew, not only some are missing their heads, but some have really strange elongated limbs. Spooky, scary. Join us at 7:30 GMT Friday, and on Saturday we are continuing our Brinkwood episode, where I think we're going to come into a foray. We are taking from the rich and giving to the poor, That is going to be at 7 p.m. GMT at Balrog 1911. And I am my Starfinder AP is on pause at Manapot Studios, but check them out because they're awesome. Mostly because you might see another face there. And segue.
And Segway. Yeah, I am also next week, of course, back here for Horde of Tales, but you can also find me also on Manapod, where we have a kind of like bi-weekly game of Vampire the Masquerade, a study in Ivory going on. We had our first session last week, and let me tell you, that game has everything. We have heartfelt romance between player characters. We ridicule NFTs, and we upset the government. So it has everything, and all of that in a packaging of vampires in the Côte d'Azur in France. So if you think that's your jam, check out Manapod Studios, Twitch, and keep an eye out for the next game of A Study in Ivory. That is everything. We are going to slowly wind down here, seeing where we can head over to raid. I'm seeing that. Are we going over to Fey Earth to rate them on their channel? You should totally check out Fey Earth. They run a great game there. And we are winding down here. Thank you very much for joining us today. We will be back next week. Same place, same time for more Convergence Manifesto. Take care, stay safe, and see you next week.